Welcome back to another episode of the Viewers Club. My name is Tess,
I'm Megan.
And I'm Lukas.
and today we will be talking about the Office series, which is one of my absolute favorite. Oh my gosh, absolute favorite TV shows ever.
It's like one of the only shows I like binge watch every
Yeah.
year. You know what I mean?
Yes, if you have not seen The Office yet, I recommend you pause our episode, go binge watch the entire series, and then come back. Because there will be
It gets
spoilers.
better after season 1, I promise.
I like season 1.
Yeah. Wait, are we just talking about season 1 or the whole series?
No, the entire series,
Okay, cool.
but I'm making this blanket statement because honestly, the first time I saw season 1, here's like a early statement from Megan. I watched season 1 years ago, and I did not watch season 2 until years later. So I did not like season 1 a whole lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
and
Oh, wow.
there's a big difference though, because season 1 is just about establishing the characters, and so there's like no real like motivation to keep watching. But I promise you, get to season 2 and then you'll never stop watching it. Like I've rewatched this series like at least 20 times, like from start to finish. It's so good. So good.
I'm interested to hear what your synopsis is going to be for this because
Yeah, I was just about to read it. So the summary or synopsis for the show that I have is a mediocre paper company in the hands of Scranton, Pennsylvania, branch manager Michael Scott. This mockumentary follows the everyday lives of the manager and the employees he manages, quote unquote. The crew follows the employees around 24/7 and captures their quite humorous and bizarre encounters as they will do what it takes to keep the company thriving. Which really, thriving, I don't know if that's the right word for it, but
Like,
but I found that
Surviving.
synopsis.
Operational.
Yeah, surviving. Surviving is more like it.
that synopsis is so boring though. That doesn't
No.
even like
Okay,
oh,
I did
it's
find
so
another
boring.
one, but I think I closed that tab. It was like one sentence, and it was
it's like,
like
it's like you're like, yeah, that's what it's about, but it's really about shenanigans.
yeah. Oh my gosh,
Dwight and
extreme,
Jim.
extreme.
That's it.
Extreme situations. Like
In a mundane paper cut. You
Yeah.
realize they made us watch. They somehow tricked us into watching eight seasons? 8
Nine.
seasons of a
Yeah,
9
9
seasons of a paper company.
watching their
They
everyday
tricked
lives.
us into watching everyday activities of a paper company. On some level, we have to be like,
Something
am I
is
angry
wrong
about
here.
this or not?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that series.
If you've seen Parks and Rec and you liked that, you'll love The Office.
Yeah.
That's basically
Okay,
what I can say.
Which do you like better, Parks and Rec or The Office?
So I've only seen a few seasons of Parks and Rec,
Mhm.
personally. But they're similar style, but they're so
They're-
different.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's true.
Personally, I lean more towards The Office. It's just familiar for me at this point, you
Mhm.
know, and it's just I still laugh at pretty much every joke that they make in that
Yeah.
on that show. You know, it's just Parks and Rec. I don't have a deep attachment to because one, I haven't finished the series yet,
me
and
either.
but I do love it so far.
Yeah.
Like their characters are so great. Just,
Yeah.
Ron Swanson and Aubrey Plaza give me life.
Yes.
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 So
Beautiful.
speaking of characters, let's just start with that. Who is your favorite character or characters?
Don't make me do this, Tessa.
You can have
Why
up to
are you
3.
making me do this?
3?
Here's my ranked list of every Office character.
Oh my gosh.
Episode coming soon.
Right.
We rank our
I mean,
favorite
I'm
Office
probably
characters.
I'm gonna be obvious and just do the big 3. My favorite 3 is probably Michael, Dwight, and Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Just I don't know.
Basic bitch.
Yeah, they're just. I feel like they drive the show in such a perfect humorous direction, and they each have their own style and personality that like they bring something different to the dynamic that I really like. That it's kind of like, all right, Jim kind of grounds everybody back in reality. It's like, you know, he's the person that's like, dude, this is ridiculous. Do you see how stupid this is? And Dwight's like, you're stupid. And then Michael's like,
Bears beats
your
Battlestar
mom.
Galactica.
It's like, it's just perfect.
If I'm...
That's
That's what she said. God, this is gonna kill me. Big three that I always go to. Dwight, obviously. Dwight's my hero.
Gotta have Dwight.
Gotta have Dwight. Jim, of course. I love Jim.
Mm-hmm.
I had a big crush on Jim. I was a big Jim fan. You know, I was like, you're such a great human being, and I love you. And Creed.
Oh my god.
Creed.
I love
he's
how...
like he's such a chaotic character.
He really is.
Like, I love him so much.
Yeah, I love how no one actually knows like where he came from. He's just like
what
there.
He does. Like,
yeah, I think the story was that he was like squatting in the building,
quality,
and like when they moved in,
and then he got the
so creepy.
and he became like quality controller or something like that.
Yeah,
He does all of these. He says the weirdest things ever. And then my favorite part is like closer to the end where he's like, "Wait, this is being recorded."
It's like, yeah.
He says something along those lines. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I love him at the Halloween party. And he's like, "Oh, nice costume."
It's like perfect.
Yeah.
And then I also really like Toby. Just
Toby.
Because he's the most annoying character. I kind of feel bad for him though sometimes. Like, oh,
I can't believe
everyone's
they
so mean to
brainwashed
him.
us into thinking that character, like, we don't even know Toby that well,
I know.
but somehow they brainwashed us into being like, Toby's an asshole,
right? And it's
Toby's
like
a dick.
I kind of feel like he's probably the most normal employee there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
like.
Yes.
He's
I mean,
just
up to
coming
a point. You
yeah,
get to the
up
later
a point.
seasons, and he just gets as pretty much as insane as the other characters
Yeah,
are.
true.
Yeah, and you're just like, all right, Toby, shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that about a bunch
Get
of the
out,
characters,
Toby.
though.
Yeah.
You know, like Pam, Ryan, Oscar,
Phyllis. Phyllis was
Phyllis.
Yeah, I love Stanley.
Stanley.
So
Stanley's
good.
great. Yeah. Pretzel Day.
Yeah.
Pretzel Day.
No, I like Pretzel
Stanley is me when I hear about food.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Mose, I think the guy who played Mose was actually one of the core writers, or like the writer of the show, and that was really
wow.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
I don't remember if this was a my memory's not serving me well. I don't remember if this was a meme that I saw or if I actually experienced this, but it was like I think I actually saw this. I was walking on the beach, and this is a while ago. But I was walking on the beach, and I found writing in the sand, and I could tell that it was a really big message, and I didn't know what it was, and I was like, what is it? And I was kind of repositioning myself, and I read it, and written completely out in the sand was, "If I was alone in a room with Hitler, Osama bin Laden, and Toby, I would shoot Toby twice." Or it was like, with like, yeah.
Wait, didn't Michael say that or something?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Michael said that.
It's like,
Yeah.
I had a gun with 2 bullets. I would shoot Toby twice.
Oh my god, I
Steve
hate
Carell's
that.
a fucking genius.
It's beautiful.
I don't know what about this character. He's so good. Just such a brilliant comedian.
Yeah.
I love you, Steve Carell.
Did you guys have any characters that you just couldn't stand? And you're like, no.
For the longest time, I couldn't stand Angela.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just think it's because it's how they wrote that character, you know? I also... Kelly, to an extent, also was not one of my favorite characters. She was very eccentric and very annoying.
Yeah.
But after watching it so many times, I understand why they were written that way, and they were very well done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But those two characters in particular, I couldn't stand for the longest time.
How about you, Lucas?
I did not like Ryan. I don't think I've ever liked Ryan, the BJ Novak. I liked him in the first episode.
Ryan started the fire.
Mainly because of that scene where Michael quote unquote fires Pam, and just how he reacts to like Ryan's like, I'm not having any part of this.
Yeah.
But I just didn't. It's like after the first couple seasons, he just turned into an asshole, and I just didn't like enjoy his.
Michael Scott will
screen.
do that to you.
I just didn't enjoy
Apparently.
that screen. Huh?
Apparently Michael Scott will turn you into an asshole. Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I don't know. That's basically what happened. He spent some time with Michael Scott and he became an asshole. But
And then him and Kelly were so toxic. Like,
oh my
guys,
god.
come
They
on.
were
Every way.
They dated in real life, didn't they?
They what?
They dated in real life, didn't they?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I think they
Probably.
did. They're still like I don't think they're dating anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like still really close friends, which I can appreciate, you know, so.
Yeah. I did not like Gabe's character at all. At all. He's just too I don't know, too whiny.
Oh gosh. Was he the
like,
tall
come on,
one?
guy. Yeah. Yeah.
Stop talking about this. Shut up about the sun. Shut up about the sun.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Him and oh my gosh. What's his name? That was like acted like best friends with Andy. And he was just like a total potty mouth.
I was like,
He's super sexist. He's like kind of like balding. Do you know who I'm talking about? like,
Yeah. I
What,
know
he wasn't
exactly.
friends with Andy, was he?
Friends
He
with
was friends
Michael.
with Michael.
Oh.
What was his name?
Oh,
I
sorry.
know who
Yeah.
you're talking about. I can't remember.
Yeah.
He was
I know
such an
exactly
asshole.
who
I
you're
hated
talking
him.
Such an asshole.
God, his name is on the tip of my
I
on the tip of my tongue. I'm looking it up. It's gonna kill me.
Cartman.
It's just Todd Finch.
Oh my
Packer.
gosh.
Packer.
I
Packer,
hate that guy.
asshole. Packer.
Crazy.
He's the worst.
He was insane.
Fuck it.
That man.
Oh, I forgot about. This is another character I love, but it's mainly because I just love the actor.
Ooh.
Robert California was so great. I am the lizard.
Oh my gosh.
I love him
my
so
gosh,
much. He's
beautiful.
so chaotic, and like he's only in Scranton for like what was it, like a couple of days, and then he
Yeah.
owns the paper company,
just
and you're just like,
left.
what
Yes.
just happened?
Or owns
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
It was so
Oh my
good. His character makes me cry laugh. It's so
Gosh.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, and I mean, I just like, I don't remember any scenes distinctly with her, but I really liked Catherine Tate and her brief stint on The Office. I was glad that she was there because I like Donna Noble as a doctor's companion. My parents don't, and I have yet to
dude. What
find-
is with that? The
I do-
same.
I like her. I really like her as a companion. I like her as a comedian, and so I was glad to see her in The Office. Kind of be able
She's
to
great.
Yeah.
showcase her talent.
What were some of your guys' favorite scenes or episodes?
The marijuana episode.
The marijuana one.
Where specifically the scene where Jim flips it around on Dwight. How much pot did you smoke? Of course, pretty much every one-liner that Michael Scott says to
Oh my gosh,
Right.
yes.
Dwight, you slut,
Right.
you know,
I am
classic.
Beyonce always.
Beyonce always.
I want them to fear how much they love me.
Right. Just
How the turntables.
Yeah.
I use that.
I use that too.
regularly.
I use that
almost
line.
every day. It's
Have to.
I
My-
also use
the-
impish. Specifically when I'm talking to my siblings, I'm like, impish.
I already said it earlier, but the whole like Ryan started the fire.
Roman
Ryan
started
started
the
the fire.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Angela throws her
Gosh.
cat up in the ceiling.
Yes. I also really love Jim's pranks on Dwight. Like, there's so many.
Yes.
Here's just two that always come to mind. When when Jim somehow convinced Dwight that he wasn't white, that he was Asian.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah,
That was
Asian
beautiful.
Jim.
That was so
Was great.
funny.
The other one I liked was when Jim rapped all of Dwight's office supplies, everything in
Yes.
wrapping paper, but then he sits down and it's just cardboard. It's not even his stuff.
It's so funny.
I
Oh my gosh. And then the gaydar, which was just a metal detector.
Oh, when Jim made the Scranton not the flasher look like Dwight, but with a mustache, and Dwight was looking around because he.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, and of course the scene that Lukas reenacted,
Yes.
where Jim pretended to be Dwight.
Yes.
Identity theft's not a joke, Jim. Michael, I still have that. Yeah, I still have that video of you, Lucas. I'm gonna
I need to see
put
that.
it in here. I'm gonna put it in this video. It's just going in this video.
I couldn't hold my composure. It wasn't
like
happening.
almost. It was so great. It was so funny.
It's a little blurry. It's better. Question. What kind of bear is best?
That's a ridiculous question.
False. Black bears.
That's debatable. There are basically two schools of thought.
Fact. Bears eat beets. Bears. Beets. Battlestar Galactica.
Bears do not. What is going on? What are you doing?
Last week, I was in a drugstore, and I saw these glasses. $4. And then it only cost me $7 to recreate the rest of the ensemble. Which brings me to a grand total of $11.
You know what? Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, so I thank you. Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Millions of families suffer from it every year.
Michael!
Oh, that's funny. Michael!
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
You know who's stupid? Answer. You. You know who's smart? Answer.
I think my favorite episode, just because I remember laughing the most at it, was the one where it was, I think everybody got lice in the office. And
Oh, yes.
Oh, that was such a
it
good
was
Meredith-
just, it was just that, Meredith, just everything about that episode makes me
Oh my
cry.
God.
And I don't think I've ever laughed as hard in that series before, when Dwight was in Michael's office and he dropped like the bug bomb and
Yes.
filled up. I don't think I've ever laughed that hard at that show ever.
Oh my gosh.
Like
Filled
we've been
up
talking
everything.
we've been talking about like comedy for like the past couple of episodes, which is so great. This is definitely
So good.
one of the shows
Yes.
that I don't know why it's just so funny. It's just
It is.
so good.
It's beautiful.
Were there any like moments or topics that you think they took way too far? Like, I mean, okay, the majority of the series, they're very extreme with like the taboo topics, and
Mhm.
I'm just wondering if you guys were like,
I can appreciate that they were able to take some of the topics pretty far
Mhm.
in one direction, you know, but sometimes I think that they might have
overkill.
went a little too far.
Yeah.
The sexism in the show is like very obvious and very much a joke.
Mhm.
I think some episodes take it a little too far.
Yeah.
Race is another one that I think, especially in the earlier seasons, they really, really
Yeah.
took it far.
I actually,
And
I personally
the
love that episode. The second episode of
I
the series.
I
one with
can't.
the-
It makes me
The one
with
like
the
raised
race
egg.
on their
Yes,
foreheads
yeah,
and
that
stuff.
game. That was
I
terrible.
can't
I'm
watch
like,
that
no.
You
episode.
can't? Okay.
I can't. It makes me so
Same.
uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
I just
That's why
it literally
made me
turns.
laugh, because it was so uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
it made me
It-
cringe inwardly.
I
get it.
understand what they were going for with it. I think that took it a step too far. I love the show, but sometimes it just like even some of the moments with LGBT
Yes.
mentioned
that
in
was
it.
the
There's
other moment
obviously
where I was
some
like,
some homophobia in it, you know.
Mm.
And I don't know if they were intentionally aiming for homophobia. You know what I mean? I think they were
Mm.
trying to get people talking about it, but they're like race and LGBT. I think they pushed a little too far in specific, especially early seasons, which is why season 1 for me is a hard one to get through. I
Right.
literally cannot watch that episode where they have
just skip season
race
1.
on the forehead.
Skip season
It's
1.
just-
Just hop into season 2.
If you
yeah,
like, if you like
season 2
South
is way
Park,
more enjoyable.
You might like season 1. If you like South Park, but I get that.
I
it's,
think,
you know, it touches
yeah,
on a
it's
lot
just
of
really
taboo
uncomfortable
topics.
because
yeah.
just specifically that is like one episode that I just 100% cannot watch
Mhm.
because it puts knots in my stomach. That's how uncomfortable I get watching it.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
And it's weird because I can watch episodes of South Park. I can't watch early episodes of South Park, but like South Park has made itself the show that will make fun of literally anything, everybody, all the time.
Mhm.
You know, it does not matter. But like The Office didn't establish itself as a show that would do that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
True.
I don't know if
yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
I
It's
guess
just
no, it's fine. I think the part that made it funny to me is that everybody knew how in the wrong Michael was throughout the episode, and that was
Yes,
what the
that's
comedy
very true.
was. Is that
Yes.
everyone was like, "Michael, what the hell are you doing? This is not okay." That was like,
Mhm.
they were all like, "This needs to stop," and the guy's like,
Mhm.
"I came here because of you. Like, I only did this so that you wouldn't feel embarrassed. Like, I just need you to sign this." And then he
Mhm.
didn't yeah, but I get that. It covers a lot of taboo topics.
Yeah.
So
as far as like what The Office does, I love the seasons as a whole, but season 1 is probably the most difficult I have
Mhm.
getting through it, and then dealing with the homophobia that is in the show with like Oscar and
Gosh.
Michael
Right.
Michael
is
has-
challenging to sit through as well.
Mhm.
Like Oscar is such a fun character. Not gonna lie,
Yeah,
I love
he's great.
Oscar. He's such a great character, and I do love a lot of interactions with him and Michael. But when it comes down to Oscar's sexuality and Michael, it's very
Mhm.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like-
Mhm.
You're just like
Michael, don't say
no.
anything.
Because
Yeah.
there was that episode where Michael was like confronted by Oscar about being homophobic and stuff,
Mhm.
which is like a really good topic, especially for a comedy show.
Yeah.
I think they took it a little too far when they branched into sexual harassment, where
Yeah.
Michael made Oscar kiss him.
Yeah.
That was an uncomfortable
Very.
moment in the episode, and I just really pushed it too far, in my opinion. It's just
Yep. Too far,
Yeah.
Michael.
too far. That's a little too far.
Yeah, one thing I think that they really did well with the writing in the show is
Mhm.
they did a great job of creating barriers of like what the characters wanted, and like
Mhm.
I think like every character we knew what they wanted and what they were going for, and we all like
Yes.
saw the barriers that came up for them.
Yes.
It's
Shows like
that's
this are
good
so
writing.
difficult with like such a large cast
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
distinguish between them, you know,
Mhm.
what are motivations, what are their different personality traits, and they had such clear defined
Yeah.
personalities for
Yeah.
all of these characters, which I think
Yeah.
just shows how great at writing they are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, and
To
I
be able to like, it's
Yeah.
just so good.
And I think we can all agree that the scenes that were hardest to watch were because of Michael and because of how Michael handled them.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
That
Michael
man has
wasn't
the
Yes.
there,
ability to make you cringe in a way you
Oh
didn't
my
even
gosh.
know was possible.
he's so cringy.
So cringy.
So cringy.
So cringy. Yes, I agree though. Michael is pretty cringe, but without Michael, the show would not have been
No,
nearly as
Yeah.
good, you
I'm
know.
glad he stayed on for as long as he did.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah, he was pretty
It was
committed
like-
to the show.
Yeah, because I think season 8, I liked season 9, but that season in between the last season and the season where Michael left, something about it, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm
The
watching
dynamic
it because
kinda
I
was
like
off.
The Office, but I'm not really invested in it as much.
Right.
I feel like they tried really hard to make Andy the new Michael, which
Yeah.
just did
Oh
not
my gosh.
work.
Yeah.
I love Andy Bernard before
Mhm.
Michael left because he was such a distinct character, you know, but
Yeah.
then after he left, it's like, oh, they're trying to make another Michael, it looked like, you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
still, it still was good. I still enjoyed it, just not as much as I think I would have if they just made Andy
Mhm.
instead of another Michael.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked Andy before he left for his hiatus and never returned.
He was filming, I think he was filming The Hangover when he left
Really?
for his hiatus.
Oh, that's
so that
so
whole time he was
funny.
on a boat, you know,
Yeah.
and he was like messaging, oh God, what was her name?
What was it?
I don't
Aaron?
remember.
Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron.
Oh, okay.
He was filming The Hangover at that time.
Oh, wow.
I always forget that he's in The
Wow.
Hangover because they're
Yeah.
such different characters, you know. And then I watch and I see clips of The Hangover. I'm like, oh yeah, there's Andy. It's just, but he was filming The Hangover, which is why he wasn't in that season.
I think
you know,
his
Yeah.
character
makes a
was
lot of sense because then he
married-
came back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think his character was married to Greg Heffley's mom. That's like the one thing I remember is that his character was married to the mom from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I have not seen The Hangover. So I know very little about that movie. But
Yeah.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I blocked out of my memory. So it's
really,
like,
I haven't
yeah,
seen that
I
one.
did not enjoy that
It's
movie.
ingrained. It's ingrained up here.
I did not enjoy that movie.
Oh my gosh. How could I forget this? I almost forgot to say this, but like the most iconic thing about this show, I think, is the filmmaking and the style that
Yes.
they do it in.
Yes,
the mockumentary.
Not only is
yes.
it a mockumentary, but also like with the super zooms and stuff. Like
the zoomies.
it just makes everything so much more funny. I love it.
Jim's
Yeah.
like iconic
Yes.
look at the camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fucking good.
So good.
Just-
Yeah.
I did kind of enjoy, I don't know if this is like really weird. I know some people are kind of 50-50 on it. I really enjoyed at the very end when they started integrating more of like the camera crew
Yeah.
into it. I don't know why
Yeah.
I enjoy that. It's probably because we're filmmakers, you know, and we're like,
Could
oh,
be.
that's so cool. But like, I kind of did enjoy it a
Yeah.
lot where they got attached to the people that they were filming. And there was that whole
Yeah.
guy who was in love with Pam. And I'm like, why is everyone in love with Pam?
right.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
super good.
And then the
Oh my
panel at the
gosh.
end. Oh my gosh. It's so
Oh,
sad that the
yeah.
show ended, but I think they did a
Yeah.
really good job of how they ended it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't think they could have ended it any better,
Yeah.
honestly.
Mm-mm.
It's just Dwight getting to be manager of the Scranton branch. So good.
Assistant to the
Um,
manager.
Assistant to the manager. Jim leaving the office finally,
Mhm.
you know, and Pam and him having their happy ending.
Mhm.
That's something that I really enjoyed. I need to say this.
Mhm.
I enjoyed their relationship a lot because it felt real.
It did.
really
And it wasn't just they were happy all the time. They actually showed a lot of
Yeah.
emotion.
Conflict, yeah.
There's like actual relationship conflict, especially if you're working with somebody that you're married to. It can be difficult, you
Mhm.
know. I just really enjoyed it. It was really good. I think that was
Yeah.
very impressive how they handled that relationship.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what reminded me because I was thinking about Pam because I really love because you know when we were talking about our favorite characters, I don't think any of us mentioned Pam.
I love
True.
Pam. She's
I
not my
love
favorite
Pam.
character.
I love Pam.
I will admit
Um,
that.
and but she has, it's like she has her moments, and
She does.
I think one of my favorites is when she finds out that Michael was with her mom, and that whole episode is
Oh my
just
God.
so so cringy.
I loved
oh
that
my
part
gosh.
where Michael was like, "Wait, how old are you?"
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The entire time, I was like, okay."
Yeah.
It was still good. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I also really enjoyed watching the bloopers from the shows.
Yes,
you know
Those
they
are
had
so
fun.
funny. So
Oh,
funny.
You know
Yeah.
that was just the
Yeah.
best job in the world.
Right? I'm like, that would be so
Mhm.
much fun.
I in kind of like going to that, not only were they funny, they had really great ways of making powerful moments.
Yeah, they did.
And I remember reading something. Oh, it was from her book. It was from Pam's book, Jenna Fisher's book.
Mm-hmm.
So she wrote about how to make it in Hollywood and how she did it, like what she did, that sort of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She talked about The Office, because she was talking about waiting around on set and stuff. And I believe this was from her, or it was from an interview. I'm blurring mediums, but basically what they did for that iconic scene at the end of the first season where Jim kisses Pam,
Mm-hmm.
you know? That insanely good moment where he comes back and kisses her.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed to see each other the entire day.
Oh.
They kept those two people away from each other the entire time. And they put her, and what they did was they put her in the room where she was going to be. And then they had him show, they only shot it once, I think. And that was the most powerful, moment.
Wow.
So they worked really hard to make that moment as, genuine as possible. And it really shows in that scene, I think, personally. And I have to give them props for that. They are fantastic. Like, as much as the thing is very heavily character based and script based, you know, them as directors and filmmakers and stuff were
Absolutely
so good.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. Mwah.
Mwah.
Did you guys have anything else you wanted to add?
I don't think so. It's, just such a good show. Please
It
go
is.
watch it.
Idris Elba as the sexy new manager
Yes.
was
Aware
the
of the effect
best
I have on
thing
women.
ever. I'm aware of the effect I have on him. And of course, Robert California. Literally, a lot of the one hit people that they have on the show that are only in there for a couple of episodes, or they're just guest star, aren't the best part of that show sometimes.
Yeah.
They're just so good. Like, who did they have who was from the British version of The Office that came
I
on, was their
forget.
version of Michael Scott?
Yeah.
And they met with each other and they're like, that's what she said. And they were just laughing.
Yes.
And Michael Scott has to hug him.
He has to. It's, I know who you're talking about. Ricky
don't remember.
Gervais.
Yes, him. They just love it. Yeah. Nothing else. I could
Beautiful.
literally go on for hours
Yeah.
about scenes, moments, and literally,
Same.
it's just us quoting.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
moments
some
from The
point it'll
Office
just
at
be
this
us
point.
quoting all the episodes.
Thanks so much for joining us on this episode. It was really fun to talk about The Office. If you guys have any favorite characters or moments or anything you want to share about the series, please do so in the comments. We love to start up a conversation.
Yes.
Oh man, I want to hear. I need
yeah.
to know what your guys' favorite moments are.
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you for joining us for another episode. My name is Tess,
My name is Megan.
And my name is Lucas.
and have a good everybody.
Have a
Have a
good.
good.